Welcome to Who's Tea TV.
Whose tea is it really?
Is it mine?
Is it yours?
Is it theirs?
Or is it ours as a collective?
Whose tea is it really?
Here's your channel host, Miss T.
All right, guys, let's get into these flavors. This supposed to be spooky day, Friday the 13th. I mean, I've had a great day. I've been in the house. I only put a little lipstick on for you guys and the earrings too. Otherwise, I'm cool. So anyway, let's recap these flavors of the week here. So we know the presidential debate happened this week. Did you watch? Did you take notes? Did you do any research? I know it's easy to go on like ABC, CBS, or CNN or whoever and listen to their people fact check, but what did you do to fact check? Let me know down in the comments. So anyhow, I thought that Madam VP did make a very compelling statement when it came to the Roe v. Wade being overturned. I thought that she made a very compelling case that actually more than likely touched millions of people, especially women who have been in these situations where they've had things happen to them during their pregnancy. So I thought that she made a compelling statement. I thought she fought Mr. Trump fiercely, and I really can't wait to see how all of this unfolds, to be honest. Especially since there's so much tension in the country, that I feel that this is one thing that most people can stand behind and stand 10 toes down on, because they've had someone close to them or seen someone on maybe a television or in a movie portray all the things that can happen during birth altogether. So we'll see what happens with that. I also found it very, let's say maybe foolish. I found it very foolish of Mr. Trump repeating himself about something that someone gave him intel on that obviously was incorrect, about a group of certain people in Ohio doing things to people's animals. I mean, come on. Come on. Make that all make sense, okay? And the problem I have with that is whoever gave them the information obviously didn't fact check it. That's why I think it's important that you guys fact check on your own. Which leads me to me finding this picture of this lady here. And they said they found her eating something that she shouldn't have been. And she was not of foreign descent. So I am not sure where these rumors came from. I want to know your personal opinions. Do you think that Mr. Trump spilled the same old rhetoric that he usually does? I think most people may disagree with me, but I'm cool with it, because we are all allowed to have our own opinions. And then also, did you think that Madam VP, her giving her facts and answers of her policies was kind of lackluster? Because I know I did, which I'm sure people won't agree with me on that either. I mean, there's one fact that remains. I watched a video yesterday from 4 years ago where Madam VP was speaking with Uncle Luke, of all people. Uncle Luke. Okay, I ain't even going to get into my thought process on that. But she stated that she was not running to be a Black history professor. She was running to be president. That was 4 years ago. You find that interesting? If you want to fact check me, go on YouTube and look up Kamala Harris. There's a page, and there's probably like 800,000 people following it. But listen to that interview between the two. I found it to be very intriguing, and I like to say, let's just let that sit there and marinate. Let it sit there and marinate. Because she followed through. And I like that part. I like the fact that she followed through and knew what her intentions were back then. But at the time, she was running for vice president. So, did any candidate, did any one of them stand out to you? Let me know in the comments. Who do you think performed best? I think the actual best performer were the moderators to me, but okay, go off. I'm curious how do you feel about the candidates, like their positions on healthcare or the economy or other issues that affect us all on a daily basis? Do you think the debate actually influenced anyone's opinion on how they already felt about either one of the candidates? Or do you think they're already set on who they want to vote for? Because that's where I'm at with it. I have to tell you that this week alone, I've had 5 people knock on the door looking for my husband in reference to voting. I'm like, okay, he's at work. Like, what? I'm busy. Well, what, do you have time to talk? No, I am working too. I just happen to work out of the comfort of my home. Like, bye. And then, like, the last time I just stopped even opening the door, I went to the window and said, "May I help you, ma'am?" Like, go ahead, get lost. But anyway, the debate definitely set the stage for what I believe is more to come. I believe this election is just heating up, and that takes me into the flavor that's next. The outrage in Louisiana. The outrage in Louisiana. Lil Wayne not being invited to perform at the Super Bowl? What were you thinking, Mr. Carter? Were you thinking like me? We'll get into it. So, social media has been going nuts. The fans are outraged. The people are annoyed. The people want answers. They want to know why Lil Wayne isn't a part of the Super Bowl lineup. I could give you all the reasons I think Lil Wayne's not a part of the Super Bowl lineup. But I want to point out some key reactions from X, formerly known as Twitter, and a few things that were going on Instagram. You know, people have been coming out and being very vocal on this issue. They don't care who, what, where, when, how, none of the normal questions that people ask. They're disappointed. They are confused over Lil Wayne not being invited to perform at the Super Bowl. At the halftime show, I should state. You know, it was mind-blowing that, to me, anyhow, that anyone wanted Lil Wayne to be a part of the show. I think he's a phenomenal artist. I think his music catalog speaks volumes. But for the biggest show, you know, the events being held down in New Orleans, and the decision's been made for Kendrick Lamar to be the headliner. And I know it sparked the outrage. Many fans are like expressing their belief that Wayne deserved the spot. If it were not the Super Bowl, I believe Wayne deserved the spot. But since it's the Super Bowl, I'm going to tell you a few things in a moment. Keep watching. I'm going to tell you a few reasons why he can't be the lead in this aspect, okay? So, anyhow, several notable figures have also weighed in, like Juvenile, you know, back that. Yeah, that's my jam too. Who expressed his frustration. he stated that he feels like every time y'all come here, meaning to Louisiana, y'all should put somebody from our city on that ish. This time it hit hard when you don't have Lil Wayne on the show. He then went on to criticize the NFL for not representing locally. And meaning locally, like culturally, while benefiting from their city. Then we had similar statements that came out from like Birdman and Cameron, and they all voiced their disappointment as well. Now, Birdman, you got to respect. So initially, I thought, I'm not even going to hold you, I thought that they would have had the whole Cash Money team. And then my husband's like, what are you talking about? It started with Hot Boys. I'm like, I'm not a rap girl. But okay, I still, whatever. Still got a hot boy, I guess. I don't know. So anyway, Birdman is called it hating-ish. For real? And then Cameron questioning why Lil Wayne, a local icon, was just overlooked. Then the most surprising thing came from Lil Wayne himself when he was broke. That decision broke him. That's what he acknowledged anyway. That he had mentally prepared himself to perform on such a massive platform, but was let down by the decision. And that's directly from the source of Hip Hop DX and Yardburger. I don't know if you ever heard of them, but I'm getting all the info. Sucking it up this Flavorful Friday, And, I don't want to leave out another source of Soap Central. Thank you all for providing that information for us over here at Who's TTV. Now, I believe that this controversy is going to continue, and I think it's going to be like fuel. A fueled flame, hot and heavy discussion between fans and different celebrities alike, expressing that they're just dissatisfied with this choice that's been made by the NFL. Now, I'm going to tell you from my perspective of why I know for a fact they're not putting Lil Wayne on the stage. Okay? One can speculate on whether it's an issue of his image or past controversies or maybe something else that may have led to this decision completely about him being excluded from what could have possibly been the biggest moment of his life. But if you compare it to other major artists, like if you compare Lil Wayne to other major artists who have faced these similar snubs by not being, like just recently Beyonce was snubbed at the Country Music Awards, and she had hit records, but the reason why I believe Wayne was snubbed is because the number of unalive and children under the age of 18 and like people that believe that the music was the influence, the volume is just out. It like speaks louder than anything anybody can say at this point. California alone has had 320 children under the age of 18, and most of the people believe that at least 20% do that it was music related. Texas, 270 children. And, they believe it's music related as well. The number of these unalivings of these young people is outrageous. I'm going to have some graphics here for you to see in a minute. These states also have a relatively high percentage of people attributing these issues to music. That is key. That is vital. That can suggest that larger states with a more significant urban population may have an even higher rate of unalives, possibly correlating with the culture of what a lot of people believe is a musical influence. So let that sit right there for a second and take that in. Like, people genuinely believe that music takes control. And not to mention, like, the state of Florida, they've had 190. And then how I gathered this information going on, like, the Census Bureau and different things like that, and then I like do a thorough web search to get this information. This is all just within the last 3 years. That is a lot. Okay? Like, even Ohio's had 150. These levels of these children getting a hold of things, and the way music, I don't want to say spits, but maybe, can I say spits here? Yeah. Like, they believe that the lyrics that are spit by these artists is taking control over their children. There's also major metropolitan areas which may point to higher access to music and media that could also influence youth behavior. That is huge. I don't know why anyone out there is acting surprised. I mean, there's certain places where, the percentage may be lower of people thinking that music doesn't control their children. But on the other hand, there are a lot of folks out there concerned about the nature of the lyrics. I can say, as a mother and as a grandmother, I'll say that I would be concerned with our G kids, as I call them, listening to certain lyrics from certain artists, especially when Sexy Red broke out. I'm like, oh no, turn this trash off. Don't let my grandkids listen to this. I don't know what y'all thought this was. I might spill the tea with you guys, but we're not spilling tea with kids. Period. So if you're under the age of 18, you shouldn't even be here. Okay, anyhow. There's certain music genres that different local policies that affect youth when it comes to these things that they're getting a hold of. So there's all these regional trends that they have going on right now. And I tell you that, we all talk about freedom of speech, which is what I'm doing right now, freedom of speech. So don't come for me because I didn't send for you. Okay? But somewhere along the line, if these numbers keep going up and rising like they have been, don't tell me that you think the government's not going to get involved. Do not tell me you don't think the government's going to get involved and start, I don't know what they would do, but something will get done if these parents keep going down to their state reps and talking to their committee people, mayors of the cities, talking to the president or writing letters, because the volume of these children that are no longer with us based on what is perceived the music, those numbers are staggering. Like, really. There's been these different general observations that these larger states with higher populations seem to report more children not being here. So the cultural influence of music appears to be more widely accepted in certain regions where the numbers are up. And they're stating that it's especially in like urban centers where the music industry thrives. That is just a very sad situation. And across all the states, there truly is a belief of at least 15 to 25% of the people believe that music might play a role with influencing the youth, their behaviors. It's showing that this is a broad concern right now. So, I don't know. I don't know how they can even say it's a broad concern right now. If it were my child, I would want something to be done. And then I thought, like, man, they gonna let him up there, all them tattoos on his face. That I have nothing against anybody with tattoos. I have one or two. Maybe two. I'm getting a little old, forgetful. But anyhow, he was like the lean machine. And then, oh man, a lot going on there. But my question to you is, do you think that Lil Wayne was snubbed? Or do you believe, like myself, that with all this going on in the world and the previous image that he put out there, that he presented on several occasions on the record, is the reason why he did not get in? Let me know in the comments. My next question to you is, maybe not even a question, maybe it's more like a discussion. Would you like to see Lil Wayne performing? Or have you ever even been to Louisiana? Let me know. I've never been down there. I'm sure it's beautiful. I mean, I can only imagine from what I've seen on television. But do you think that the Super Bowl should be moved? Like to a different location? If they can't come to terms with Lil Wayne not be performing? Or do you think the monies have already been paid down there and that's not going to happen? All I know is whatever the reason for Lil Wayne not getting up there, it's clear the fans aren't happy. And one of those unhappy fans happened to be somebody I live with, who stated, but they let somebody who's been indicted 37 times be on a national platform. So make that make sense. Yeah. So, and I thought, like, oh, yeah, I don't know, I must be losing it a little bit. I ain't even like, I was like, how did I not think of that? But yeah, that was true. So anyway, moving right along to the next flavor of Kirk and Rashida Frost. OMG. Now, I know this has been big, but I stopped watching Love and Hip Hop a while ago. And I asked my husband last night, I'm like, why did we stop watching Love and Hip Hop? And neither one of us could really define an answer besides that that's not the season of life that we're in. So anyhow, let's briefly recap here. Kirk's previous cheating scandals and how they shaped public perception of him and the couple has gone on for so many years now, we can't even wrap our heads around it. Like, I gave up on him before the baby came up when he was in the hot tub with Bam. Even though she said nothing happened, I mean, I gave up on him then. I mean, as a married woman, I mean, who wouldn't have? But anyway, recently there's been this renewed discussion about Kirk Frost's alleged infidelity, largely fueled by his ongoing interactions with Jasmine Washington. Now, Miss Jasmine, this is from woman to woman. You know that he is married. You've been in multiple places where Rashida has been, and you don't give her respect. You don't respect yourself as a woman. And that's because if you were in her shoes, you wouldn't want that done to you. Like, come on, man, move around. Seriously, move around. I don't care if you got a baby with him or not. But having all this drama unfold on television, if I was Rashida, I would have never gave her a chance to even get to the bag. How'd she get on the show? How'd you let that even happen? I would have walked away. I'm not even going to hold anybody on that one. I'd have walked away like, okay, you can't be here. These rumors keep reigniting and reigniting of these continued affairs with Kirk, and Rashida does absolutely nothing. And then that's when my brain clicked on for once and said, wonder if she don't get rid of Kirk because maybe she have a skeleton in her closet. What do you think? That's the only thing I could think of, because there's no way in the world I wouldn't have got rid of this man by now. You know, fool me once, the saying, fool me once, shame on me, or shame on you, fool me once, twice, shame on, you know what I'm saying. This is all out of line. Kirk not following through on co-parenting agreements, and then I found out he missed Cannon's birthday. Like, come on, Kirk. I talked about these below basic men. I don't care how much money you got. That does not speak volumes when it comes to your children. There's more to it than that. You know this. You're grown. Matter of fact, you was Rashida's daddy allegedly prior. I mean, that went on for a while too. But anyway, shout out to the Jasmine brand and Atlanta Black Star for this source of information about Kirk's breaking the news on Kirk running around again. I want to know if you guys are surprised by these rumors. Are you? Or does it feel like we just been down this road before and it's the same old, and we don't want to hear about it anymore? And then I also have a question for you. Do you think that there is any point where someone like Rashida should just walk away? Or do you actually commend her for sticking in there and making it work out? Look, Rashida, I mean, your shoulders are strong. You've been, like, putting up and carrying him. You carrying his women that he been with. You carrying the family. You carrying the businesses. You carrying it all, sis. I don't know how, but you are. And I think you deserve better. I think you deserve better. And I want to know, like, do you feel like you have to forgive him all the time? Or why do you feel like you got to forgive him all the time? I'm just so confused. I want to know, should Fenton still be supporting you guys? Or is it just time to move away from the Love and Hip Hop franchise? Okay, again, don't come for me. I'm just giving you my opinion. It might be time to step away. Because obviously this is, again, television, music, all those things. People follow what's going on, and they start getting into these habits and doing the same things. Even though you guys say you're not the role model, you are. Okay, you are, point blank, period. Now, the next flavor is Judge Mathis getting divorced. OMG. When I tell you that, when I heard that, my heart sank. It did. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Judge Mathis has always been known for being this strong, opinionated, strong family values type of guy. That's just been his nature since we first saw him on television. So you talk about surprise. I've been surprised. Okay? This is shocking. I feel outraged for Miss Linda. I'm feeling all types of stuff. And I don't even know if it's his fault, but I'm taking sides. I probably shouldn't be, but I am. I'm taking sides. Then it got me thinking about why people were thinking this wasn't newsworthy. And I got to thinking that, like, we have so many people that just are realists. In today's world, people are just more exposed to, like, the complexities of relationships and just life in general. And then I thought, like, oh, with all this wide spirit stuff on, like, social media and all these different coverages of different divorces from Judge Mathis to Ben and J-Lo and all these failed relationships that we've seen played out in the public eye over and over again. And then people have their own personal struggles. I think the idea of happily ever after can feel just out of touch. You know, movies, books, and I guess even social media, for that matter, just often just highlight these real challenges that people have behind the scenes. And I just feel like that it's made like a mockery out of the traditional fairy tale narrative. So I feel like people are just shifting cultures. They're shifting their cultural expectations when it comes to being in a long-term relationship with whoever you want to be in one with. And if you want to be in one with a person, I'm just not sure. The idea of that fairy tale ending just often involves, like, traditional roles and outcomes, like marriage and white picket fence and all those things. And now, since there's different gender roles now and the family structure has changed and life goals changing and people are just evolving, so I feel like many people, maybe they're just no longer looking for that same happy ending. No pun intended. Anyhow, I guess all those things to say that maybe things that worked for previous generations just are not going to work for this newer generation. It's about being an individual that is pursuing some sort of personal growth now, or you're working on your career achievements. Or maybe you're just not looking for a non-traditional relationship, because I know a few that they're just out here. They're having fun, living life, and doing things their way, unapologetically. So, hey, kudos to you if that's where we're at. But I do want to discuss whether maybe Judge Mathis' public life or maybe even his career pressures. Who's to say? He makes it look easy. He keeps it G, but maybe he had pressure as far as career pressures that might have played a role with this soon-to-be upcoming divorce. I am praying avidly. I pray for a lot of things, and I am praying that whatever is happening between them two is revealed to both of them, not to the rest of us, because I really feel like when you're a husband and wife, you're a team, you're a unit, like, you guys should be talking amongst each other without outside opinions. I've said this, I think, maybe that's in a book I'm writing right now. I won't even tell you, but that's between them, okay? It seems like even him being of his stature is not immune to relationship challenges, and that was just genuinely heartbreaking for me. What do you think could have possibly caused the split? And I'm gonna tell you, I seen a clip on TMZ where he was saying, yeah, it's something to do with the child. I'm like, bruh, why'd you even bring that up? I don't even know what you're talking about. That's not what I want to hear. If it's true, I'm done with you. Just putting that out there. You could do whatever you want with that. I'm done with him. If he was running around with somebody's child, done. I don't play those games over here. I got 2 daughters. I got a granddaughter. No, don't play that at all. Then next, anyhow, moving on. I'm trying to keep it classy. What impact do you think this will have on Judge Mathis's public image? Especially since he's known for promoting all those family values that he talks about all the time. What do you think? You think people will turn their back on him? Or are we going to have, like, what can we do to him anyway? Maybe he doesn't need to be in the public eye. Maybe that way he can focus on his wife more. All that to say that this news was truly unexpected. But it just really goes to show you that no one is immune to having a relationship struggle. No matter how much wisdom they share. Especially when it's on TV. So we've been here for a good bit of time now. So I want to recap on a few things. Okay, let's recap. I'm going for ice cream after this. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I've been working like hard. For those of you who do not know, I started selling soap on Amazon. It's called the Infinite Storefront. If you're interested in checking it out, it's only bar soaps right now, but my vision is long, strong, and hard, and there is so much more to come with that. But let's briefly summarize all the things we talked about. We talked about the debates and how, I pretty much feel that there's still work to be done there. On both sides. There's still work to be there. We, the American people, deserve so much more that we don't even realize what we deserve. That's why we have certain people in place that are supposed to, keep up with these issues for us, especially when you don't know what you may need. That's why you vote. And I usually don't tell people to vote. I try to mind my own business. But please do not come back to complain to me in the comments. Don't email me. Don't call me and say, Miss T, did you know that this happened? And don't complain. You can't complain if you don't get out and vote. I'm just telling you, person to person. You cannot complain if you don't go vote. Because I'm going to tell you why. The presidential election, yeah, it's important to get out and vote for that. But did you vote for the primary? Do you even know who is in your local government? Like, locally. That's important. Get back to me and let me know if you guys are working on getting to know your elected officials, because I want to know if anything I'm saying to you is clicking just a little bit. Just a little bit. I know that my message may be monotone at times. I know that I may switch off on different subjects at times, but I know that many of you may not understand what goes on this channel. Let me take a moment to briefly explain. I am a very versatile person. I cannot just stay on one task. Someone asked me the other day if I had ADHD. I don't know. I think, am I too old to get tested? Probably not. But in the meantime, I have to do what's best for me. So I already said that I was selling soap, right? Well, I also, besides selling soap, I am a mom. I'm a wife. Those come with different responsibilities. When you work for 20 plus years in a industry like I did, you become a very versatile human being. You learn different tasks. Like, I come in here and make t-shirts for the kids, for my grandkids. I cook, I bake cakes. I do whatever it takes for my family. And I love being that person for them. Okay? Now, when you come over to this channel and you hear me talking about something health related, it's because I feel that it's important for people to know that things are happening outside of your home. You just have to open your eyes and see it. It doesn't mean that you might need to know all those things, but someone out there genuinely wants to know those things. So if I can provide it, why not? I mean, I'm just being me. A lot of people said that I'm kind of monotone when it comes to talking. That's just me. I'm just a no-nonsense type of woman. That's how I've always been. If you could only speak to a couple of my co-workers that I used to work with, or maybe even family members, I'm the oldest of 3 children. I've always been in charge. And this is my no-nonsense approach to different things. People say that maybe, but by far, I don't care what anybody says, but I want you to know that this is coming from a place of me being genuine, me being passionate, me feeling like I have something to offer other people. So, in the beginning, I tried a couple things with trying to do like celebrity news, but it all started, and which I'm going to just go back to, is about the accountability of people. It started with people not working, especially when I remember it like yesterday. I'm at a local pizzeria and I see that they're telling people, you must work at least 1 day a week. How come you didn't know that you should work 1 day a week if they hire you for a job? Now, I get it that working may not work for every single person. I understand that. I understand that you may want to be your own boss. But even with that, where's the integrity in knowing that you're getting hired for something and you not showing up because you didn't realize you had to work 1 day a week? Where's the accountability? Who's the people allowing you to freeload anyway? That's my question. Who are these people allowing you to freeload? Because it couldn't be me. Okay? It just couldn't be me. That's just not the business that I'm in over here. Okay? But anyway, I thought about it today, and I thought about it today, long and hard, of what I wanted to do. I've been on this YouTube channel for 2 years. 2 years, not consistently. And yet, I still have those same subscribers that started with me that are still holding hope for me and rocking out and like the information that I give them. So, I appreciate that. But I want you guys to know that I am a work in progress. Sometimes I do skip around, but I'm going to try to do something consistently. So on Mondays, we'll have accountability days. That'll be the flavor at all times. Accountability on Mondays. I don't know what time I'm going to upload a video. Right now, I don't think I'm going to do any live streams because I feel like it takes an absorbent amount of time for me to get a live stream going, especially when I'm not able to interact with anyone, because there's not a lot of people that know that Miss T is here at Who's T TV. And that's due to me not consistently posting. So I don't think that I'll do a live stream right off the bat. But I'm going to try to post Mondays, accountabilities, Wednesdays, healthy tea, Fridays, at least one Friday a month. Not promising for every Friday. I don't want to commit to anything right now. I will let you know if something changes. I'm going to do one Friday a month for Flavorful Friday to do just a recap of things that happened during that week. If something major happened within that month of me not doing a Flavorful Friday, I might have to recap, make the time maybe 2 hours or something to do a recap for a month. I'll try to start with that. I'm going to be me. I don't know what else to tell you guys. I'm going to be me. This is me. My name is T. That name started not because I ever had a nickname. I never had a nickname. Okay? Never. You know, everybody I knew had nicknames. Even my brother and sister had nicknames, but I never had a nickname. I wonder why that was. A few people tried to let something stick and it never stuck. But for some reason, when I started working many moons ago, they started calling me T, and that stuck. That's where we're at here at Who's CTV. I'm going to try to drop at least 2 videos a week. They may be long, they may not be long. I ain't even going to hold you on what I'm going to do. I'm just letting you know that I'm trying to revamp a little bit and see what may work a little better to get the following up, get the engagement up. You know, I'm trying to build a community here, people. What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I'm trying to build a community. I genuinely, like, if I had one of the subscribers even send me a message or email me and say, hey, Miss C, where you been? You haven't been here. Maybe that would give me some, like, sense of wanting to come back as well. Like, nobody said, boo, how y'all been? Where you been? What's happened in your life since we last sat at the table, so to speak? Like, I mean, I guess it is what it is. I don't know what I want from this, besides me wanting to help people, because that's me. So anyway, we've been here long enough. I hope whatever I talked about today, from the presidential debate to the outrage of Lil Wayne being skipped over for the Super Bowl, to Kirk and Rashida, girl, leave Kirk alone. If you want to just go, I don't want to promote this because I don't know if the younger people are watching, but if you just want to go by and like and leave, it's okay. Because that would have been something I did if you didn't want to start over. Like, the idea of starting over for someone of my age is frightening. It's absolutely frightening. Like, I would let y'all know a secret, since I feel like we've gotten closer since I've sat here and explained who I am. I move around. That's just what I do. And you know what makes it even funnier is that everyone else always seems to have input on it. Oh, you do a lot. Like, do I though? I feel like I could be doing more. I always feel like I could be doing more. Oh, another thing that happened since I haven't seen you, I read a book or more. I've had books on KDP, the Amazon KDP for a couple years now. Usually I focus on journals because, like I said, I move around a lot, so I write a lot. And I feel like it's important to like write your thoughts down. That's why everybody thinks like, oh, you sound real scripted. Well, I might be a little scripted because I do write everything down. I like try to articulate my thoughts. But I don't have time to rehearse because I'm always on the move. So when I get here, and even though I have all my thoughts written down, I might skip a few of what I want to say to you in that moment. That's just tea. That's just tea. That's the real tea. Okay. But anyway, I have these books on KDP, and the one that's closest to my heart is only 80 pages long. I think you could get it on Kindle for free if you have a Kindle subscription. It's called Gardening with Groundhogs Nearby, A Funny Truth. If you guys have been following me, like really following me, you know Myss T Gardens. I've had a garden in my backyard now since, I think, the big C. And each year it gets bigger and bigger. Okay, each year it gets bigger and bigger. And each year, come around this time, I stop going outside. Can anyone guess why I stopped going outside? If you live in Pennsylvania, the lanternflies are outrageous. Okay? The lanternflies are so nasty and so outrageous that when I'm laying in bed at night, I hear this. That's the sound of a lanternfly landing on the window or the roof or something. They be out there. Even when I'm downstairs at my other desk, you can hear them hit that window. Oh my goodness. And then one flew on my neck when I went to make my Amazon. Like, you know, if you're doing anything and shipping to Amazon, you usually have to take it to whoever your carrier will be to ship it. So anyhow, I'm carrying 2 boxes in my hand. The last last Friday actually. No, was it last Friday or Monday? Whatever the case was, it might have been last Friday, or maybe I took it on Monday. Yeah, maybe I did just go on Monday. I don't know. I be on the go. Shake, rattle, roll. I be going. Okay, but anyhow, I had three boxes to take it to the UPS store. I had 2 in my hand. When I tell you one of them bad boys came and landed on my neck right here, I wore a whole sweatsuit in the middle of it's still summer. I wore a whole sweatsuit when I went outside. I would call myself preparing myself like they can't get me. I'm bundled up, but I had my collar down. Right here on my neck, I was done. I'm not going to hold anybody. I was done. If I wasn't worried about dropping, I had like 73 units in one box. I think I had 60 in the other box, and then I had another box with 20 in it because individual sets I don't ship together with the individual units. Oh my gosh. I do not like bugs. So anyway, around this time of the year, people come back like, oh, we haven't seen your garden. And they'll go over there and be like, oh, wow, what happened here? Doesn't look like your pictures. Like the lanternflies happened. Why don't you go talk to them? So anyhow, we went out last weekend. I went outside and I braved it. It might have been on Sunday. I went out last Sunday and I braved it just to pull up all the potatoes, because I had sweet potatoes out there, and then I had the red sweet potatoes. You ever have a red sweet potato? You do not know what you are missing. Oh baby, they are so good. They're packed with so many nutrients. Oh, look it up and make you a red sweet potato with bread. I think I have if you don't know, the website is Who's Tea TV. It's WHOSET for me, TTEA TV.com. Anyway, if you go to the website, I'll make sure I put the link in the description. But if you go to the website, I'm almost positive that you'll be able to find a recipe for some red sweet potato bread. on there. So good. It's so good. I might make one over the weekend. I haven't really baked that much. Maybe just 2 birthday cakes this summer. So I might make some of that over the weekend. But anyhow, that's all the news I have, I guess. I'm thinking I've written. Oh, I don't expect. I really expected people. I'm going to be honest there. I really expected people to really jump on the idea of reading How to Quit Your 9 to 5. That's on Amazon KDP as well. And I think I'm actually running a promotion. I don't know if it started yet, where people could have got a free copy. So I don't know if anybody jumped on that action. Free copies, as long as you had like a Kindle or Amazon Kindle account, you would have been able to get a free copy. If anybody's really interested, let me know in the comments for the free copy, and I'll put it out for free again. If anybody wants to get a copy, I at least need 10 people who want to genuinely read it. And, takes 1 second to send Miss T some feedback. You have my Gmail. If anybody reaches out on who's TTV at gmail.com, I will get back to them. I will link that in the description as well. And if you want to give me feedback on anything you seen my previous videos, you want to give me some feedback, if you want to give me ideas for topics or discussions of things that you want to talk about, I'm willing to do so. I have something lined up for Monday already. I recorded it already earlier, but I don't know what time I'll upload it for. I think maybe noon. That's the soonest I could give you without breaking any promises anymore. But until next time, keep on sipping.
Thanks for watching Boosty TV. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We like to know your thoughts on today's flavors.
Who's TTV, where we sip and spill all the latest flavors of life, news, and everything in between. Until next time, keep on sipping.